All right, YouTube, how you doing? Welcome back to the channel. I'm Evan. Today we're jumping into a subject that may be received negatively, I guess. It's not a negative video about the Celtics, but we do have to recognize, as great as the offseason has been so far, whether it's the Malcolm Brogdon trade, Danilo Gallinari signing, some of the standouts in Summer League, I do still think the Celtics have a void or a gap in their roster that they have not yet addressed. And I think it's a pretty simple one. I don't think I'm going to be dropping any jaws or breaking any news to anybody, but the Celtics still need a bench big. And when I say big, I mean a legitimate big man, not a Grant Williams or not, a 4 or a 3 that can play up. No, the Celtics still don't really have, in my opinion, and honestly, kind of factually, that legitimate backup big, especially when the Celtics have talked about still rolling out Al Horford at the 4 and Robert Williams at the 5 to start games. You don't have that bench coming off the big coming off the bench. And I will say this, I know they signed Mfondu. I'm not even going to attempt the last name. I've already butchered enough on the channel. I know they signed him, but to a two-way deal. And two-way deals, you can only play a limited amount of, you can only spend a limited amount of days with the true NBA team to begin with. So this isn't a guy that is going to be the Celtics' next big, at least for this season. They don't have that yet, and it's something that they definitely need. We've been saying, and even they've addressed it, according to reports, that they understand that they need a big or a bench big or something like that. And they do have the TPE, but that expires today, I believe, later today. So it's a little interesting to see that they might be rolling this team out as is. And now I do still think this is a very good team. They're going to be one of the favorites in the East. They were just in the NBA Finals without the Brogdon trade, without the Danilo Gallinari addition. Like, that's why I say this is a negative video. But we do realize that the Celtics, they still have that void of a backup big. Now, if they went with a starting lineup that included both Marcus Smart, Malcolm Brogdon, Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, and then Robert Williams, and Al Horford was coming off the bench, I don't think that this is that big of an issue. I don't think that you'll get exposed, or I don't think it'll be a problem, so on and so forth, right? But if you're going to stick to the double big lineup, Al Horford, Robert Williams to start the game, with Robert Williams' injury history, with Al Horford's age, I think you could be handcuffing yourself in a sense to, kind of not really meet expectations at that big position almost to begin with, but then throw in the fact that, if one of those guys has to miss an extended period of time, or one of those guys is hurt, or whatever it is, right? Who are you bringing up now? Is Grant Williams going to be your 5? Are you comfortable with, Al Horford at the 5, Grant Williams at the 4? Are you comfortable with, say Al Horford and Robert Williams aren't looking too hot, Grant Williams is your big, Jason Tatum playing the 4? Like, where does that sort of, what if come into play? And I know with the TPE, say this video becomes irrelevant in, I don't know, a few hours because, guys like Kelly Olynyk, Mason Plumlee, Lauri Markkanen, Nerlens Noel, Derek Favors, just some of these, I guess, TPE potential targets could be added to the team. And then maybe you're looking at, okay, fine, they didn't go out and get that, true bench big, but they did get a big body that can probably, I guess, bang around down low. Fine, that's good then, because all of a sudden you just address the void. I'm not asking for them to go out and get a superstar to be that big. No. I said bench big. I think we all want a bench big. We want someone that, like, I guess, third in rotation, like Thomas Bryant would have been really great. He's someone that I really wanted them to get. But I do still think the Celtics have that large void of a backup big. And I don't think that that would be a void if they were going to roll with an Al Horford off the bench type of approach. But as of right now, it doesn't sound like that's the case. It sounds like they're going to go Marcus Smart, Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum, Al Horford, and Robert Williams, just like they did last year, which got them to the NBA Finals. So I'm not hating on that. I'm hating on the what if aspect of it once you got to go down and go to your bench there, because at times, and I've already said this, Robert Williams and Al Horford will be limited minutes, missing games. It's just an inevitability. Nailed that vocab word, that I think they're going to come across. So I think the Celtics still should be figuring out how they can add a big. And I know, Travion Williams, whatever his name was, and Mfondu, like these bigs that they have, I totally get that. But are you really addressing the problem with those names? I don't think so. Those are summer league ads. Those are guys that you can take a flyer on and say, hey, maybe you can make the team, like they did with, Mfondu in a two-way contract, stuff like that. I get that. But an established sort of, I don't know, like a Mason Plumlee could be a decent name there, right? I mean, he would be their bench big. I don't mind that at all. But you know, I do just want to say that that's still a void. Do I have the answer as to how you fill that or who to fill it with? No, I just throw out Mason Plumlee's name because he's one of the TPE targets. Kelly Olynyk's been here before. That's another name there. Some guys that are on, you know, kind of, I guess, targetable players because of their current situation, the money that fits in, and what the Celtics could use, like Nerlens Noel. Boom. Those are names that I'm throwing out there. Not necessarily names I'm married to, but I'm married to the idea of addressing a void that you have. They needed a playmaking point guard. Got Malcolm Brogdon. Issue fixed, right? Or hopefully, at least they addressed an issue. You know, we need a shooter. We need, you know, I guess a stretch sort of wing. Danilo Gallinari, also veteran presence. Boom, addressed an issue. Big man down low, off the bench, so that when Robert Williams and Al Horford need a breather or they need someone to play for them, yada, 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 not necessarily addressed. And they got rid of Daniel Tice in the trade for Brogdon, so you did have a guy that, you know, you don't love rolling out onto the floor, but if you need to, let's do that. Let's get him out there. Daniel Tice, maybe you can help us. I don't think Daniel Tice was that great this year when they got him back, but obviously he had some good years in the past with the Celtics, so fine. But, you know, having that type of, I don't really want to play this guy all the time, but if I need to, we do have him. He is in the repertoire. We have him in the armory if we need him. The Celtics don't really have that right now, and I do think that that could be a glaring issue going into the season. So that is what I just wanted to jump on here and talk about today, guys. Quick video, but yeah, let me know in the comments down below how you think they can address this, and if you don't even want to, you know, get into that, maybe let me know if you think this is a big deal or not too, because maybe I'm out here being crazy thinking, okay, you know what, this team just went to the NBA Finals, they got 2 really good free agent ads, even their draft pick signing to a 2-way, he kind of looks like he has some potential. There's a lot of good things going on with the Celtics right now, and this is a very small, very minimal portion of the offseason that I don't think has been addressed, and I think it's been overlooked a little bit. So maybe I'm the crazy one. Let me know in the comments down below if you do think it's a big deal, if it's not a big deal, all that good stuff. But I'll catch you guys in the next video. As always, peace out.